Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This is part 2 of the series we have going on with 2 DSP sheets to create many messages cards. I showed you the cards last week, so today I'm going to do a couple of things. Here I have mounted on my Stamparatus to go ahead and stamp it. And I've chosen to do it in Evening Evergreen. It goes with all of the colors of the cards. It looks good. It's a darker color. Just to show you, I did do other colors, and that's for myself. That's just jade. That's black. And then I did Misty Moonlight. And I'll do a couple of these. I'll probably do 3 of them, and I'll put the rest aside, mostly because this is a common color in Christmas cards, and even though some of those are not Christmassy, there's lots of other things that do go with that. So I would highly recommend putting this on some kind of stamp positioner. Of course, I love our Stamparatus. Our biggest stamp would be able to provide, you know, a big enough, but this costs $17 or $18 because of the size. It weighs a ton. I use it mostly on top of things to let glue dry. But if you don't have a stamp positioner, then you just need to be very careful when you place it. And I would put the stamp upside down on a flat surface, ink it, and then put the paper very carefully on top of it. And then use some kind of press. If you saw my tips and tricks and tools, this is something I made myself. It cost me, I don't know, $1.50 or something, instead of the $28 or more that they have going on the internet. But anyway, so however you do it, I would caution you because there is so much on there. This again is another one of my tips and tools that I made instead of purchasing the ones they have online. I like to save my money for my stamp stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And then I'm going to, again, use the Evening Evergreen. When I do words, things that are small, I usually start, I got to make sure, yep, that it's in the frame. I usually start by rubbing it. It works really good that way, and then I will go over it once. And then when I lay it down, I take this and just rub all over. I'm not pressing really hard, but it's a good way to put even weight on it. Now, some of it is okay. This is too light. I would like that a little bit darker. So I'm just going to go ahead and concentrate. I'm going to go ahead and ink all of it, but I'm going to make sure that the inside has a little bit more, and go ahead and close it again and do this one more time, and this should be enough. 2 times is generally the charm. There it is, perfect. The ink does take a few minutes to soak into the paper, so I like to lay it aside somewhere where it's not going to get touched. There we go. I've been using these quite a bit, so they're getting kind of wonky, but anyway, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and ink it again. And close. And open. Yeah, 2 times just looks better. It actually turned out fine the first time. Everything was covered, but I do like them dark and crisp. Open it up, and that just makes me happier. And I will not put that on top of the last one. And I do have another one, like I said. It's a common color. It's one of our new in colors, Evening Evergreen. But it makes you think of trees and outdoors and winter and that kind of thing. so I'll be able to use them. Dun, dun, dun. I did also want to mention, when you look at, let me just finish this up so I can show you how I clean it as well. When you look at it, or look at the case, let me just make sure everything is good, and it is. When you look at the case, this is actually a reduced picture. This is, and that's because they had to put a header and they have to put Stampin' Up! And number stamps and all of that stuff. So it is actually, let me see if it's on here somewhere. I just have to find. In the book, I think it says it's 95 or 90%. I can't remember. And of course I can't see it right now. Oops, there it is. Image is actually 80%. So this is 80% of that. So just be aware that this may not be the actual size. And in this case, that's a good thing because it just makes them bigger. Now I have to clean this. There's a couple things I could do. I'm taking this off to let it dry. I'll put away the stamp pad so I don't get it all over myself. Keep the stamp pads behind me. So this is kind of a mess. So there's a couple things I could do. We have a Simply Chamois, which I have, but I'm not using. You know, I could blot it with baby wipes. There's quite a bit of ink on there, so, but I'm gonna actually, this is another thing I made. I bought 4 of these. If you go on Tips and Tools, you'll see it as well. This is handy because I can, if I was changing colors, which I obviously did before, I can just leave it in here, and this is dark ink, so it's making a mess, but I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it off and maybe do it again. Yeah, I think it needs another, and it's probably pretty dirty. All right, there we go. That should clean it. And I'll do one of these deals since it's such a big stamp. And that makes it easier for cleaning. And then I can just pull it off and put it back in the stamp case. There we go. And then put that away. And next, let's see, let me put my tools where they belong. So that I have room to show you the next step. So now we have to cut this. Let me put my Stamparatus away as well. That'll give me some room to work. All right, so I need to cut this out with, it's called, I don't know why they don't call them the same thing, but they don't, message dies, which is close to many messages. And you'll notice in the annual catalog, there's actually another set that fits in the same thing. So you could have 2 different stamp sets. It's not one I've purchased yet, so I don't have it. But it's probably on my list to do. So of course you want to line this up. And so what I usually do when I'm trying to line up a big die, regardless of what it is I focus on several points. Now that's a star, and it's small and specific, and it's right there. Here's another star. So to me, those 2 stars mean that that part's aligned. I'm going to check it. Now here in the heart, it looks a little bit high. So I'm going to move it down just a little bit to get maybe a little bit better. Leave that there. Let's see. And there's another one over here too. Those are the ones that I tend to look at. I think that is a better fit. All right. Now, I'm going to do this in several places. This is a very big die, so we want to make sure, oops, that it's anchored. I don't usually put this many on there, but I really don't want this to move. If you remember, this is the one that got cut off at the top. Well, it's going to make it this time, so it'll be an actual oval. Here is my very loved, as you can see, plate. I use them on both sides. These, of course, are not touched. But I use them this way and this way. I use it on the bottom and the top. This one is actually a little bit warped, which it's not bad. But they do get a little bit warped, but then I reverse it so it pushes it back down the other way. And I try not to put them always in the same spot. You tend to go center or top left, or and then this one is rather not bent at all. So I'm just going to lay this on top. We have to make sure the whole thing is in there. All right, I'm going to go off camera for the sake of space. And I'm just going to run it all the way through. It's making cracking noises, which is okay. It sounds terrible. And you can avoid that by I'm running it back through a second time. You can usually avoid that cracking noise by angling whatever it is to make it go through. But this is just kind of too big to do that. I guess I could have done it a little bit, but anyway, I'm going to take these pieces off. And of course, a couple of them stuck. Pull that off. And then we'll pull this side off. And as you can see, it cuts very well, because all my sentiments are falling down. 2 more pieces. All right, look at those. And then we'll kind of, as you can see, this piece here is usable, so I'll throw it in my scrap pile. And my little stars and hearts are on there. Okay, so it, doesn't bend this. I'm going to put this back in the sleeve. And I do have let's turn backwards. I do have the many messages stamped once, just a regular copy paper. Actually, I think I photocopied it. Just so that I would, if I'm looking for a sentiment, I can find it that way. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is turn everything right side up. This probably, I don't know, took me, not the longest because I made an awful lot of cards, but here's a little heart. I didn't use that anywhere. But trying to figure out which ones go together, which ones I wanted to keep together. Some of them I had more than one phrase. And so all I'm doing right now is turning everything so I can read them. And then however you sort them, you can, of course, sort them any way that you want to. A little flower, which I'll probably put up at the top. I didn't use any of these. Let me get these 2 up there. There and there and there, and then I can put this out of the way. Scoot it so it's not bothering me. All right. To save time, I'm going to pull out the cards and look and see. Of course, some of them have writing in between or inside that I, like this one I know for sure said, just wanted to say. And the other one was hi there, I think. Or oh, happy day. I'll have to look. This one has thank you ever so much and your kindness. So these 2 go together. Some of these we're going to have to look inside to get what they are. Now, how you divide them up is going to be entirely up to you. I'm getting my package of these clear cards. Again, I say it just about every time I make cards. If I'm not giving these cards to actual people or sending it in the mail, I'm making it as part of a gift. I will put note cards together. I actually give them, I don't know, about 30 or 40 cards. These are my close relatives that I do this for. And, you know, I mix them up, happy birthday, all of them. So this is absolutely wonderful. But just for ease of following along, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the ones that I did. So I'm going to put this with, what is it? I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Where is that? Okay. Celebrate. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'm just going to stick that in a card for right now. I know at the end I should have none left. If I have any left, I'll probably be able to figure out where it is. Hooray, it's your birthday is next. And that's going to be this color. And actually, I'll go back and start putting the pieces in also. But right now, I want to get this mess under control. So we'll do the hooray. It's your birthday. If you don't have these, you can use baggies and just use them over and over again. Oops. Where's the hooray? Okay. And then this is congratulations. And you know all those pieces of ribbon that you discard because it's too small to make a bow in? Some of them I keep because you can use them in this manner. It works really well for being able to highlight just a little phrase, a little saying like this. So we'll put this one in here. Alrighty. And that one goes there. These are in the way. All right. Next, I need Thinking of You right here, which is a sympathy one. And I'm going to put that with Bumblebee. Again, I'm trying to get rid of all of these little scraps so I don't lose them. Baggies work too. And then we need Sending a Smile Your Way. This one upside down, but I saw it. Now this is a top fold, this particular card. I'll show it to you in a second here. This one is a top fold, and so I'm going to put that one, and then the next one is a 10th fold, and that's Happy Anniversary. I'll put that. And half the fun is just playing around and figuring out, again, where all of this goes. But if you are looking for quick inspiration, there's a ton of cards with this one stamp set that you can do. Hoping Your Day. And what's this one? I put my cards back in here, and this is restickable. I get my my clear bags in various sizes at Clear Bags. I will post the 10% discount coupon code and put a link in my post when I post this. This one is Be Strong and Be Brave, and that is a top fold. I think all of these soft succulents are. But I will put, yeah, a link in there so that you can order them. I'll put the right size here. And I think the most important thing, if you're trying to do any of this for any art ever, is to make sure that you have this adhesive strip not on the flap. That way you can take it in and out even after you've pulled the strip, protective strip off of it. It will stay not stuck to your card, and you can slide your card in and out, which is a huge deal. Stampin' Up! Has some of these card protectors, and they're decent, they're fine, and if you're not going to be taking them in and out all the time, there's their adhesive is on the tab at the top, which is why I don't use those, because I tend to take them out quite a bit to check and see. If I'm really smart, I put a little sticky note like this, just indicates which card it is here for you to follow along. But I might put, if there's anything inside it, I would put that on here so that I would know what was inside. And I do that as I give them away as well, so that they know without having to open up the container. And this year I bought really nice containers that I found at Ruby Tuesdays that will hold the cards, both A2 cards and the A7, which is the 5x7 cards. This is, just wanted to say, I don't know if I put hey there or oh, happy day. So for right now, I'm just going to put these in here. I know that there's another saying in there, so let me open that up and find out what is inside. I also put an envelope in there. Of course, you don't have to do that. I tend to have, yeah, I put hi there in there, as you can see. And you would have seen when I make that particular card, I would have put it, but this will get rid of all my little itsy bitsy pieces. Oops, put it in the wrong one. Put that in here instead. There we go. Put that here. And then just a card to say hello. I just have the 4 left. And I did use all the sentiments, so I'll probably just put them aside until I make the cards so that I don't waste time trying to figure out where everything is. This one's a happy birthday. I did use some twine on this one, which you can use spare twine or ribbon or anything if you want to wrap it up. Stampin' Up! Has like 3 levels of cards. They have the simple card, which would be something like this, where you just have the sentiment and some paper and an adhesive. This would be like a casual stamper. It's a little bit stepped up, a little, you know, with, because there's cording on it, maybe dimensionals, something along those lines. And then, of course, there's the one that I went nuts on with all of the flowers, which is called, for Avid, not Rabid, Avid stampers. So that's a note sometimes, but I like to be able to do all 3 levels because not everybody has been doing this as long as I have, which I figured out was 40 years. I've been crafting with paper, scrapbooking or whatever. Here's that one I told you. It flattened out and looked quite nice, but this is what it's supposed to look like. And then I have 2 left over. This one I think is the birthday one. And I don't remember where the Oh Happy Day goes, but for right now, I'm going to put that in with my, I keep this little container, if you will. I think I got this at Ruby Tuesdays too, or I always call it Ruby Tuesdays, Tuesday morning. Or the dollar store one, I don't remember, but so these are the pieces. These are sample or leftover scraps. This one's a big awkward one, so I'm going to put it off to the side. But these are to use as scraps, but these are my actual cards pieces. This is something I did for my colors so that I can know when I'm mixing and matching. But anyway, so that's where those all are. And of course the bases for the white cards are here as well. And I also have clear bags for that as well. So that's how you cut up your actual sentiments and how you pair them up. And the next video is going to show you how to start making some of those cards. Bye for now.